Hey, Robbie, Will Kunkel here with Fox 46. The book on you coming in here was that, deep threat, and that's about it. It kind of proved this year that you can do pretty much anything on the receiver side. How would you sum up your season this year and what you proved?
Oh, I mean, definitely I'm thankful. I feel like I used to be very frustrated being in New York, honestly, not being able to do a lot of things that I knew I was capable of doing. So, I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to come in here and prove myself as a complete receiver in the NFL at a high level. I think it's a credit to, obviously God, giving me the health and opportunity. And, just my coaches believing in me, Coach Frears pushing me every day to become a better player. And another thing that I think gets overlooked is that I was surrounded by elite receivers, by DJ Curtis, and a great quarterback and a great offensive line that made those things possible for me to do a lot of other things and get multiple opportunities more than I have in the past. So, I'm just thankful. Definitely wish we were going to the playoffs and preparing to play another game and not ending the season. But I'm gonna keep working on that this offseason and get ready for that for next year.
Let's go to Mike Flarte for the next question.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, Robbie. Statistically, you had the big year. There were four of you that broke the 1,000-yard mark. Do you think that this was maybe the most challenging year of your career because of everybody being new and no real time to get to know each other and work out together and practice and everything that all the protocols and the COVID restrictions kind of placed on you guys back in the spring and then even into training camp and no preseason and all the things added up?
I mean, it's hard for me to say because I feel like I'm in more of a veteran phase of my career. So to me, it wasn't that honestly that much of a challenge because I know how to prepare myself for the season. I know how to prepare myself for games and how to approach every day. So for me personally, I was okay with it. I personally preferred having more time in the offseason, kind of not having to report to OTAs and all that from my personal standpoint, because I was able to work on things I felt like helped my career and helped me a little bit more on the field from a personal standpoint. From a team standpoint, obviously, we didn't get to have that chemistry. But from my preparation standpoint, I feel like it's hard for me to say it was challenging because I feel like it gave me more time to get ready.
All right, let's go to Scott Fowler, followed by David Newton.
Hey, Robbie, thanks for all the time you've given us this year in these virtual conferences. Y'all gained so many yards this year between the 20s, I think, and then in the red zone, you scored touchdowns only about half the time, roughly, when you got to the red zone. That seems to be a missing piece, and I wonder what you thought was the challenge there or needs to improve in 2021.
I think what needs to improve is us scoring touchdowns. That's the name of the game. We got to put up points in order to win. So, I think it's just being straightforward. We gotta score points. I don't know if it's a magic mystery, but we just got to get it done and figure out how to play our game of football and our identity and just find things that work for us and make it happen.
Hey, Robbie, David Newton, glad to see you here. And again, thanks for all you've done this year for us. You've been with Matt Rhule before in the first year of a rebuild and seen the struggles the team goes through. Any similar feeling on what you've seen this year and felt this year than what you felt, I guess, when you were at Temple with them? And do you feel the same optimism coming out of that first year that you did at Temple?
Definitely. It reminds me a lot, when me and him spoke. Our first year at Temple together, we had a lot of games where we lost like the final drive of the game. And, like if I could compare Coach Rhule to like a stock in the stock market, you study the stock and you know the trend of it and you confident you put your money into it because you know the trend that it's going to take. That's kind of how I feel with him. I know his resume and I know his coaching caliber and what he brings to the table, his trend. So I know how it kind of goes with him. I know he's going upward, and I have full confidence in him and what he's building.
All right, guys, got time for two more. So let's go to Will Kunkel and then finish with Deshaun Brown.
Hey, Robbie, back to the routes thing. You proved that you could run all the routes here. Were you frustrated with the lack of deep routes that you did run in New York that you didn't get to run really here, or at least complete here?
You know, I was frustrated because I feel like at times there's more I can do, you know, and I want to contribute to winning. So, you know, I feel like there was at points in the season, you know, we kind of did get away from me going deep, but I just think that might have been my role in the offense this season. So, you know, I just hope that next year, you know, obviously we're going to build off this year and, you know, include those things in as well.
Hey, Robby, and again, thank you for the time this season. Sort of a two-part question. One, to play off of what you just mentioned about knowing Coach Rhule and his stock. Do you feel like a part of your role this year, because you are so familiar with him, did you take that on in any way in terms of communicating what you see in him moving forward with other teammates who just had a year with him?
Can you repeat that? I kind of don't really understand the question. I'm sorry.
Sure. You were saying you compared Coach Rhule in terms of the stock market and just having a sense of where he's taking this program.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking, because you've had that history with him, do you feel like you have taken on any sort of role in sharing what you see, your confidence in him, with your teammates as well?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I would express the people on the team early in the year. You know, I know his formula and I know it works. So it's not like, you know, a lot of times new coaches come in, and I've been victim to it too. A new coach come in, you don't really 100% maybe like not understand kind of the direction they going. And I was like that when I first got with Coach Rhule. So I kind of just told people, you know, one thing I know is his formula, it takes time, but it's going to end up working. So, you know, just put your head down, work, and just, you know, kind of trust the direction he's leading us.
And the last thing I was going to ask you was about the identity of the team. You talked about working on that into the off season. Do you have a sense of what the identity is at this point, or what you want it to be?
I mean, I think our identity is that we're going to fight regardless. You know, we're not going to just go out there and just lay down. And when you look at the games, a lot of games we lost, it was close games. It was probably only a couple games where we just probably flat out lost. And, you know, in the NFL, that sometimes tends to happen. You know, it's not many teams go undefeated. It's not college football. But one thing about it, you know, for a first-year team and new coaching staff, young team, you know, we fought, and we're only going to build from that. So I think just all of us collectively finding ways to get better as players throughout the offseason and bringing that together as a collective, as a team, I think that we're going to head in the direction that we're working towards.
All right. One final question goes to Kelly Barczyk before we let Robby go.
Hey, Robby, just a fun one to end on. Did you ever get the chance to meet Sir Purr?
Nah, I still ain't. I ain't even seen him the last couple of games. I hope he ain't catch COVID.